Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. We are going to watch a post-race press conference at the Qatar Grand Prix. Let's watch it. And I'm sorry, just don't forget to like and comment to the video.
A very warm welcome to the top three finishers of the FIA Formula One Qatar Grand Prix. In third place, Oscar Piastri. In second place, Charles Leclerc, and taking his 9th victory of the season and the 63rd of his Formula One career, our winner, Max Verstappen. Max, what a race by you. There was so much going on, yet you seemed untouchable out front. Was it as straightforward as it looked?
I mean, it's never straightforward. I think in the first stint as well, with Lando being there, honestly, I think the gap has been between 1.6 and 1.9 seconds the whole stint, which you can't afford, to make a mistake. And he didn't, I didn't, and we were just pushing flat out at one point. And it was honestly really enjoyable to drive because, of course, most of the races that we do, the tires deck and you have to manage a lot. It felt like here you could push a bit harder. And the track as well, the layout, I enjoy a lot. The grip is very good on the track. So, yeah, that was a great stint. Then, of course, the second stint was a bit more stop-start with the safety cars involved. And then, of course, the temperature as well in the tires was very tricky because my middle restart wasn't particularly great. I tried something else, but the tires basically were too cold, so I just kept on sliding and having no traction. So that was not ideal, but besides that, yeah, pace was good. A dry race like this for us has been a long time. So I'm very happy with the improvements that we made compared to the start of the weekend.
Well, you said yesterday that you weren't sure how the car would perform over a race distance. I mean, how was it? How much of a surprise was it over those 57 laps?
Yeah, I mean, the last few races in the dry, we haven't been particularly strong on managing the tires. And that's why I was a little bit careful after qualifying. But yeah, it's been nice. I mean, it's still not where I would like it to be in terms of behavior of the car compared to, let's say, last year. But at least now, we are back in a fight to win races. So if you can just learn from this year's car, take the positive, of course, from also last year and try to build a better car, I'm sure that we can be again very competitive next year.
Max, we've seen a huge swing in performance by you and Red Bull this weekend. In your experience in Formula One, is this the biggest swing you've witnessed in a single weekend?
It's probably been one of the biggest, yeah, where you're fighting a Haas in the sprint to fighting for the win in the main race. So yeah, it's been quite a big swing in performance.
And how much confidence, you touched on it a minute ago, but how much confidence does this weekend give you, not only going into Abu Dhabi next weekend, but into 2025?
Well, it's all about confidence, just trying to understand this year's car a little bit more, what it needs, because we know what the limitations are on the car, and it's about what we can do to make it better for next year. But of course, this was again a bit, maybe not an eye-opener, but it did show us like, oh, okay, well, that works on this car. And it made it a lot more competitive.
All right, Max, very well done today. Thank you for that.
They just woke up sleeping lion, let's say, yesterday with that stupid FIA decision.
Charles, let's come to you. Very well done as well. P5 on the grid to P2 at the flag. Did you exceed your pre-race expectations?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did because, to be honest, we knew that it would be very difficult pace-wise. We expected McLaren to be very strong in terms of race pace. We maybe did not expect Max to be that strong, but he was super strong today. Yeah. However, finishing second after such a weekend where the track characteristics is very far off from the optimal of the track characteristics we need for our car is a surprise. We got a little bit lucky, obviously on my side, a bit unlucky with Carlos and his puncture, but as a team, it's been a positive weekend. So yes, we exceeded our expectations because coming into the weekend, I kind of expected to lose a bit of points compared to McLaren here. However, we recovered some, so that's good.
You talk about the recovery. We've just heard from Max about Red Bull's recovery this weekend. Just how much progress did you and Ferrari make over the course of the weekend?
Not much. I felt like we optimized Yeah, yesterday and today. We knew that it wasn't going to be our strongest weekend, but we decided to just focus on ourselves and try to do what was the best possible result for us. And I think we achieved that very well. So yeah, we should be happy. Then we of course need to look at what we can do in the future to be faster on those kind of tracks. But yeah, this weekend we did work very well as a team.
Now, what was the situation with your drinks bottle? I thought we heard before the start there was an issue. Did you have to do the whole race without it?
Yeah, I did not drink, but I honestly, I don't think it was that much of an issue for this race. Last year would have been a really, really big issue. I think I wouldn't have finished the race without my drink. But this year it was actually pretty chill. So yeah, in terms of dehydration, it wasn't bad, but it was quite physical in the corners just because we have no saving to do today. There was basically no saving. It was just flat out pushing from the first lap to the last lap, which is quite enjoyable as a driver, but I don't think any of us drivers had our head straight in the fast corners at the end of the race. It was very physical.
Okay, look, final one. Can we throw it forward to Abu Dhabi next weekend? There's a lot at stake. The constructors' battle between Ferrari and McLaren, 21 points the gap there. You're now only 8 points behind Lando Norris as well. Can we just get a little preview from you as to how competitive you think Ferrari are going to be there?
Well, it's difficult to say. To be honest, I haven't even seen the numbers yet, so we've got to wait and see. But I feel like on paper it should be a bit more positive than Qatar was, because in race pace today we've been quite lucky. But without what happened to Lando, we will have been very, very far off, and without the safety car, we will have been very far off in terms of race pace. We weren't fast, so I feel like. Yeah, Abu Dhabi should be better for us, so I hope so. But we'll wait and see. But it's not too many points between us, so we've just got to focus on ourselves and try to maximize everything, and hopefully we'll bring back the title to Maranello.
And what about the Drivers' Championship? What would P2 in that mean to you?
I mean, that would be cool. It's better than P3, but it's not the most exciting position to fight for. However, on a year like this, where it's been very tricky for the team and we've went through very difficult times, it will be still a satisfaction to get that P2. So yeah, I'll still do absolutely everything to get it, but the constructors is more important.
All right, Charles.
They need a miracle. Let's say they need at least DNF for McLaren to have chance to win.
Abu Dhabi next week. How do you see the battle with Ferrari?
Hopefully going well for us. I think it will be a track that's stronger for Ferrari, I would say. I was maybe a little bit surprised at the pace they had today. But I don't think we'll be slow next week either. I think it will be a good battle. I think, the top 4 teams at the moment are very, very close on their days. So, yeah, I'm expecting more of the same next week.
All right, Oscar, thank you for that. Right, let's open this to the floor. As ever, name and publication. Where should we go first? All right, Alex.
Alex Kanlorkas, Autosport. Max, congratulations on the victory. Just a question about that first stint, as you mentioned, very close with Lando. It looked like in the first couple of sectors you were taking a few tenths. He would take it back in the last sector. So how hard was it to gain time at different bits of the track to him, and what exactly were you doing there? Thanks.
Most of the first stint, I felt quite good in the first 2 sectors, but then in the final sector, I think Lando already started pushing a bit more from the beginning of the race, and I was managing probably a little bit more. But then at one point, of course, he tried to close the gap, and I had to push also harder in the last sector. But I think still he was being very quick, also in the last corner, which has been a little bit of a weakness to us, even in qualifying. So yeah, it just evened out around the lap. Almost every single lap. So yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed it. It's just, making sure that you don't make any mistakes.
Thanks for that. All right, Eric, please.
Erik van Aren, Telegraaf. Question for Max, please. Max, what was your reaction when you got the penalty yesterday? Were you surprised? And what do you think about the role George played in the whole process?
Honestly, I couldn't believe that I got it, but in a way, I was also like, yeah, I'm not surprised anymore in the world that I live in. So yeah, you're not happy with it, but at one point also you have to just turn the page. But yeah, it wasn't very enjoyable to see that happen, because I think that's the first time that in a slow lap someone has been penalized. Well, actually, I just tried to be nice, so maybe I shouldn't be nice. But the thing is that, well, being nice, because we're at the end of the season, everything is more or less decided, especially for me, especially. I didn't want to screw anyone over to prepare their lap. And by doing that, being nice, basically you get a penalty. And that's what I tried to explain as well. But I just felt like I was talking to a brick wall, so there's not much that was possible for whatever reason. Well, I think I really spoke about valid reasons of what happened, and it was clear cut that around me there were different scenarios going on as well, with people having colder tires and stuff, so they had to push anyway, and I didn't want to then cause a scene into a last corner and then no one had a lap. So very, very surprising. And then the second part of the question, yeah, I was quite surprised when sitting there in the steward's room what was all going on. Honestly, very disappointing, because I think we're all here, we respect each other a lot. And of course, I've been in that meeting room many times in my life, in my career, with people that I've raced, and I've never seen someone trying to screw someone over that hard. And that's, for me, I lost all respect.
Okay, thank you, Max. Next one, please.
It's a big surprise and reminder to all of our viewers. We will have the George Russell's interview. I'm absolutely shocked.
Erwin Jeggi, Motorsport.com. Question for all three. Were you surprised that it took a couple of laps before the safety car came out, when we had a mirror at the end of the straight? What do you think of that situation?
Max, start with you.
He's not George Russell to cry.
All right. Any more? No more? We will leave it there. Gentlemen, thank you.
Yeah, we are at the end. I'm shocked by George Russell that he did at the steward's room. But never mind. Just don't forget to like the video, comment it, and subscribe to the channel.